This is your host Mel, and I am taking over Were You Listening? An exploration of Blackness in the songs we love. Today, we are listening to Bembelekwa by Celia Cruz. Bembelekwa was requested from a listener who was also a guest from our most recent single, Negrita. Let's hear from Brianna.
So the reason I chose this song, Bembelekwa by Celia Cruz, is because the first time I ever heard it, I was actually living in Cali, and it came on in La Topa de Londra, which is one of the really hot spots to go salsa dancing there. And just the energy that it provided was just, to me, bone-chilling. I think there's certain songs people listen to that they really just connect with, that just gives them this energy that they want to dance, and it just makes them happy. And this is one of those songs where the first time I heard it, it just brought me so much joy. But also, Celia Cruz is a queen. There is Beyonce, and then there is Celia Cruz, who is the Beyonce of Latin music. So listening to her sing and listening to her voice in the song and the instrumental and the beat, it's just something I really love so much, but I also realized I didn't know that much about. So I'm really excited to actually learn what truly this song is about.
Celia Cruz, already well known as La Reina de la Salsa, the Queen of Salsa, by 1994, or as Brianna would describe, the Beyonce of salsa, for those who don't know, was 69 years old when she recorded Irrepetible, the album where today's song Bembelekwa can be found. Bembelekwa was produced by Willie Chirino and composed by Panamanian songwriter Omar Alfano. Alfano is considered one of the most successful songsmiths of all time, known for hits like El Gran Varón with Willie Colon, A Puro Dolor by Son by Four, Te Conozco Bien by Mark Anthony, Amores Como el Nuestro by Jerry Rivera, and many more songs my mom played loudly on Saturdays when it was time to clean the house. In track 2 of Were You Listening?, Andres introduced us to Celia Cruz through the song Bemba Colorá. Make sure you check that one out too. As the Queen of Salsa, we could talk about Celia for hours, but today I'd like to briefly mention her influence, quote, as one of the central features of the West African diaspora in the Caribbean, as Yale professor Michael Veal cites. Celia grew up hearing Santero songs from her neighbors, and this influence was explicit in her songs where she, quote, injected a folkloric sensibility of Santeria into popular dance music. Let's listen.
Se agita, se escucha un tambor de África. Bailan los negros, la luna vigila el sueño de Bembelekwa.
Celia begins by singing Suenan los güeros, la noche se agita, se escucha un tambor de África. The skins are sounding, the night is stirring, and the African drum can be heard. The skins refers to the skins of the drums. She goes on to sing, Bailan los negros, la luna vigila, el sueño de Bembelekwa. The black people are dancing. The moon is watching over Bembelekwa's dreams. Bembelekwa is the name of the drummer in the story.
El tambor mayor repica, ya la ceremonia va a empezar. Esta noche madre rumba, un nuevo rumbo.
tambor mayor repica, ya la ceremonia va a empezar. The drum major is beating. The ceremony is about to start. Esta noche madre rumba, un nuevo rumbero parirá. Tonight, Mother Rumba will birth a new rumbero. Rumba is a family of music rhythms and a dance style that originated in Africa, with one of the main instruments of rumba being the drums. Within the context of Celia's song, I interpret the birth of a new rumbero as the birth of someone who engages in rumba through his drumming.
Nacerá un mulato con manos divinas que una nueva historia al tambor llevará. Nadie sabe pegarle a los cueros con el sentimiento de Bembelecoa.
Wow, let's slow that down for us. Celia does sing pretty quickly. She sings, Nacerá un mulato con manos divinas, y una nueva historia el tambor llevará. The new rumbero will be born, a mulatto, with divine hands, and the drum will carry a new story. Mulatto is a vague term that refers to a mixture between black and white. Nadie sabe pegarle a los cueros con el sentimiento de Bembelecoa. No one knows how to beat the drum with as much feeling as Bembelecoa. Here we have the chorus, repeating the name of the drummer, Bembelecoa.
No hay en la calle en estos momentos un rumberito como Bembelecoa. Lleva en la sangre, comentan los viejos, la luz de Chango y Yemaya.
Celia sings, No hay en la calle en estos momentos rumberito como Bembelecoa. There isn't a rumberito in the streets right now like Bembelecoa. Here, she uses the suffix ito, which makes things small in Spanish, to soften the word a little, or to convey familiarity or endearment. This is a whole topic on its own. She continues singing, Lleva en la sangre, comentan los viejos, la luz de Shango y Yemaya. He carries in his blood, the old folks comment, the light of Shango and Yemaya. Yemaya and Shango are both Yoruba orishas. Orishas are deities, gods, and goddesses. Yemaya is the goddess of the living sea and considered a motherly figure. Shango is the god of thunder, el orisha del danzante, the dancer's orisha and the most skillful drummer, who is also associated with the natural force of fire and considered the most powerful and feared orisha.
Ya la ceremonia va a empezar. Esta noche madre rumba, un nuevo rumbero parirá.
Celia sings the bridge of the song again, that links us to the chorus. El tambor mayor repica, ya la ceremonia va a empezar. The drum major is beating, the ceremony is about to start. Esta noche madre rumba, un nuevo rumbero parirá. Tonight, Mother Rumba will birth a new rumbero.
Un mulato con manos divinas y una nueva historia al tambor llevará. Nadie sabe pegarle a los cueros con el sentimiento de Bembelecoa.
She sings, Nacerá un mulato con manos divinas y una nueva historia el tambor llevará. A mulatto will be born with divine hands, and the drum will carry a new story. Nadie sabe pegarle a los cueros con el sentimiento de Bembelecoa. No one knows how to hit the drums with as much feeling as Bembelecoa. Here again, we have the chorus, repeating the name of the drummer, Bembelecoa. Brianna, the listener who requested the song, also did a little bit of research. Let's hear what she has to say.
So I did a little research and I found an old article from 1980s in the New York Times called The Pop Life, Africa's Ancient Music. And in the article, it talks about a specific percussionist who played for many famous Latin artists, including Celia Cruz. And he actually talks about the roots and the orishas of African music that is used so much in Latin music. Something that I learned a lot in this article was actually about the rhythm and the beats of African music and how there are actually specific rules when it comes to the dance of each type of orisha. In the song that Celia sings of, she speaks of Jemanja and she also speaks of Chango. And so they actually both have specific dances that represent them. And I found that really interesting.
Bembelecua, Bembelecua. No hay rumbero como Bembelecua. She's singing his name, Bembelecua, Bembelecua. There isn't a rumbero like Bembelecua. Dice la negra Gripina que ya no se mueve más si no le toca los cueros negrito Bembelecua. The black woman Gripina says she's no longer dancing unless Negrito Bembelecua beats the drums for her. Celia sings, ahora que la rumba es buena, gozamos de aquí para allá. Now that the rumba is good, we have fun dancing to it. Porque está tocando el cuero en negro Bembelecua. Because Bembelecua, the black man, is drumming. Juega, Bembe. Play around, Bembe. Inviting the timbales solo to take off. I love this part. Celia sings out her famous catchphrase, azúcar, which literally means sugar, and served as Celia's quote-unquote battle cry, in allusion to African slaves who worked Cuba's sugar plantains, according to Marvet Perez, curator of Latino history at the National Museum of American History in Washington, D.C. El más suena los cueros, te aseguro, no hay más nada. The one who plays the drums the best, I guarantee you, there's no one else. No hay rumbero como Bembelecua. There isn't a rumbero like Bembelecua. Celia then sings the word Kimbara about 10 times, which is the name of one of her hit songs from 1974. The song then continues its call and response format, to which the background singers sing No hay un rumbero como Bembelecua. And if you haven't figured it out yet, ain't no rumbero like Bembelecua. Si Bembelecua no toca, esto no sirve para nada, no sirve para nada. She sings, si Bembelecua no toca, esto no sirve para nada, no sirve para nada. If Bembelecua doesn't play, this is not gonna work. It's useless.
Te digo que toca con más fundamento, pachango, yo batala, o mío, yemaya.
Te digo que toca con más fundamento pa Shango y Obatalá, Omio y Yemaya. I tell you, he plays with respect and knowledge of the culture for Shango and Obatalá, Omio, Yemaya. According to Romulo La Chatañare's book, Afro-Cuban Myths, Yemaya is invoked at the Bembe by calling out Omio Yemaya. This all makes sense, since Bembelecua is drumming for the Orishas, in all likelihood, at the Bembe. Finally, no hay un rumbero como Bembelecua. There isn't a rumbero like Bembelecua. An article appearing in the Dictionary of Caribbean and Afro-Latin American Biography by Rebecca Bodenheimer talks about how Celia Cruz was one of the earliest popular musicians to, quote, extol the virtues of Santeria and Afro-Cuban religion, and, quote, more generally. Although Celia was raised Catholic, she recorded several albums dedicated to the Orishas. Bodenheimer states, quote, she viewed and performed Afro-Cuban sacred music as folkloric and significant for its contributions to national culture and influence on popular music. As someone who speaks English as a first language, it's very easy for me to listen to music by Celia Cruz and become enamored by her voice, the instruments, and of course, the tongue-twisting sounds, without listening to the story she seeks to tell. If you're like me and tuned in to this episode, thank you for slowing down to learn more about Celia and the song Bembelecua. If you weren't listening, now you are.